Alright, January 3rd, Monday morning, 23 degrees in Henderson, Nevada. And there she goes, we're heading for Willow. Never gonna find out if it works, leaving it sitting in the garage, sitting on the rack. So here we go. Got my I got my electric heated vest already on preheat hanging on the back of the seat. Got my 3 shirts on, 3 pairs of socks, sealskins, and heated seats on the truck. So here we go. Stick around. This one's gonna be either good or bad. Don't know. Stick around. Okay, I made it all the way to Willow. All like 20 miles of it, and it's warmed up to 32 degrees, all the way up to freezing. And there she is, big old prop and all. I've got the weedless wedge in here, which is right there, which is a little bit bigger than that one. So we're gonna see a speed, we're gonna check for a speed difference once I get on the water. But it's Monday, so I can't go north of those buoys right there. So I'm gonna stick around and right in here, which is fine with me. So this is more of a does this work trip than anything. And if I catch a fish, that's just bonus. So here we go. Stick around. You never know what's gonna happen, especially at Willow. All right, we're on the water. It's running, it's pulling itself. And that setting right there, I can tell you this, that's setting 1, and it's 3 miles an hour. But I am going downriver, but it's pretty slack right now. So let's see. I'm just giving the brushes a few minutes to wear in before I pour the coal to her here. I see, so we got a little bit of current today, but still that's 1.5 upriver, 1.4, 1.3. This is kind of a, it can be a swift part of the current here. Well, you know what? Let's find out. 2.2, 2.5, 8, 3, 2. That's 3.3 miles an hour upriver. Which I'm not sure what the current's doing right now. But just for a reference, I'm gonna spin this thing around. I kind of thought it was gonna be a lot faster, but at this point I'm just happy that it runs. Wow, 5.6, 5.7, 5.8. That's a little better. I mean, almost 6 miles an hour. I mean, I have gotten 7 out of this thing going downriver, but that was in some serious current. That was in the summertime when the dam was on peak. But that's almost 6 miles an hour. But there is 6. We're gonna let the brushes wear in a little bit. I'm just gonna tool around here. There's all kinds of weeds. All kinds of weeds in the water, so probably not gonna be a great fishing day. And I was gonna run my Go Fish camera down, but for some reason I got here and the card in my camera said it was full again. So apparently I'm having a little bit of an issue with my 128 gig card. It shouldn't be filling up nearly as fast as it appears to be. So I don't have any way to get underwater footage today. But I don't really even see anything on the fish finder. But Willow, great day. Except it's freaking freezing. I'd call this a success, but is it worth it? I don't know. I don't know that I'd do it again for a mile-an-hour gain. But I do have the other pod, the brand new pod with the brand new 45-pound thrust motor. That's going to be arriving today. I might just put this one on the shelf as a backup. I mean, I put over 1,000 miles on that other motor, and it was just starting to fade. So, and then I was told by Old Town that they have a life expectancy of 250 hours, and I said, well, can we break that down into miles? Because, and I looked back, and it had pretty close to 1,000 miles on it. And that might seem like a wow, but I'm in the water 2 to 3 times a week, and it is normal for, in this thing, 10 to 15 miles every trip. So, and this is my main ride. The other ones, the pedal kayaks, they're you know, I mean, the Titan is just ridiculously stable, and it's fast. I mean, it's not Predator PDL fast, but it's faster than a lot of them. And I mean, I've done 10 miles in that thing just a couple days ago. And I went with a friend of mine up to Echo. Oh, I did go knock the skunk off 2022 yesterday. A couple crappie and a mess of striper, but I didn't put it in a video. And I haven't seen one fish on the fish finder yet. So I've given this thing at 3.5 miles an hour, 3.6 miles an hour downriver. Let's turn it back around, and I cannot go north. I've already said that, but I can't go north of the marina today because it's Monday. And turn her back around and pour it to it again and see what I can't do. See what I can't get out of it here. So we might do us a little fishing, we might not. I don't know. I'm probably gonna drag something through here. It'd be stupid for me not to because I got 3 poles back there. So we're just gonna try and we got her in the water. It's running, it's pulling itself. Now let's try and blow it up. All right, I put the weedless wedge on it, which is right here. It's in there somewhere, I can't reach it. It's in there. Yeah, I put it back in there, I just can't reach it. It doesn't clear the bottom of the pod, which I thought it did. So after I put the final tightening on everything, it must have moved, because I mean, I thought it clearly it moved because it was not hitting before, and now it rubs. It doesn't hit it, well, it touches it, it rubs it, and that's you're just asking for trouble if you run like that. You're gonna burn your motor up, you're gonna chop a hole in the bottom of your pod, and then everything that's in your pod is Dunzville, which is kind of the purpose of the pod, you know, the waterproof compartment right there. And you could short your motor out because water could get up into the compartment and down through the mast. So we're not going to do that. But it's a little better, but I don't know that it's worth it. I don't know that I'd do it again. I mean, it might just wear in, you know, and the current might just be extreme right now. I don't know. It's swirling pretty good right here. So, and I'm like, I went over there where it's the swift part of the current over there, and I was 3.6, but right here I'm 3.4, 3.5. I'll run through this corner right here. I'll go up as far as I can and see how it performs. But it's doing all right. But if I didn't know it was a 55-pound thrust, I don't know that I would be able to tell. It's more snappy, I can tell you that. It'll do quite the whole shot. It'll go from 0 to 4, you know, or 0 to 3 and like nothing flat. And to anybody that's not in the kayak world, that might seem silly, but I try to explain it to people that kayakers measure speed in tenths of a mile an hour. It gets right up there. It takes right off, and it's like a little freaking tugboat now. So we're still. I mean, I think I would get knocked down to like 2.7 going right through here in the summertime on peak, and I'm like 3.1 right now. So it's a little better. 3.1, 3.2. A little better. And this is right in this corner and right over there. It's pretty swift. I might go down to the other corner. See, you can see I'm rocking a little bit from the current right here. But that's one cool thing about this is as long and as wide as this thing is, it just cuts right through current. But this is it's swirling pretty good, and I'm 3.3. I can tell that motor's working because it's, you know, I mean, it's pulling hard because it's I can feel the head shaking, the motor pod shaking. It does that because the pins down there, they don't really lock in. They just keep it from flying up out, but they don't lock like this does. Anybody that owns a Minn Kota, they know what I'm talking about, that little vibration that you hear. But yeah, we're gonna go downriver. I might throw a line out, run down this bank. Who knows? I haven't seen anything on Fish Finder yet, but I've been looking more at the speed than the fish. So this is gonna be a short trip. Maybe a longer than normal video, but a short trip. All right, as close as I can tell, it's about a half mile an hour faster than it used to be. Because there's like 5.1 miles an hour. And there, she's to the pin, 5.2, 5.1, 5.2 miles an hour. So, you guys be the judge. There's an easier way to do it than I did it. I'll be the first to admit that. If you just get the mast, cut it to about 6 inches, thread it, put a big honking washer on the inside of the pod, and seal it up. That'd work better than the way I did it. But I mean, it's got more thrust, I'll give you that, and it's got a little bit more speed. I've put my hands on the wires coming out of the battery and going in right there, and it's not there's no more, you know, it's not hotter than it ever was before running with the 45-pound thrust. But there's always current. I'm on a river. I'm on the Colorado River. It's just, you know, it varies in the intensity, how much current there is, but it is pushing a little bit of a wake, and I do mean a little bit of a wake. But it runs. It's weird because my normal trolling setting is like 1.7 miles an hour, and it is lower on the dial than it was before, which would tell me that you would have more speed at the top setting, wouldn't you think? Well, you do, but it's not as much as you would think. So as far as upriver, it's a, you know, I could get maybe 3.2 coming right through here, and there's 3.5, and she's to the pin, so it's a little faster. I'll tell you what, I am having all kinds of electronics issues today. First, my SD card was full, and I don't know why, and I just killed my battery. So anyways, it is a little, and I do mean a little bit faster. When I get up here to the dock, I'm gonna, well, right there, I'm against the current, hitting almost 4. So it might gain speed as it breaks in, but it won't be much. So, and I don't normally run flat out unless I'm, you know, trying to outrun a storm, or, you know, like Lake Mojave. I had to mash her down a couple times down there to get off the water. When the lake, or when the Lake Mojave turns south quickly, it goes bad very fast. So I've had to outrun some stuff down there. But yeah, I think this is just going to be a spare. I might take it out on Lake Mead just to get a better idea of the speed difference. But it's you know, I can run, you know, normal cruising speed, like right there. I can run that all day long. I can tell just by the sound of it that that's where I usually run. And that's like 3.3. That'll get me anywhere I need to be. So we're gonna do I'll open the pod up when I get up here to the launch, and we'll look inside of it and see if there's any water or anything. But I don't think there is. Make sure everything's still tight. I'm pretty sure that it would be letting me know if it wasn't tight. If things were moving around down there, you'd be able to hear it. But I'm actually feeling that I'm still in a little bit of swift current. I can feel it trying to throw me around a little bit. It's not bad, especially in this thing. But you do gain stability, I will tell you that, because it's about 5 more pounds and it's hanging down there like a foot. So it's acting like a pretty good dagger board. But, you know, for a Predator, it's pretty doggone stable. Everybody that watches this channel, they know I've modified this, so I've got a between high and low seat position. Because the high was just too high for me. I spend a lot of time on this river, and boats come whipping around corners, and you know, they don't see you. So that puts me closer to the fish. You know, I pulled a 21.5 pound fish over the side of, oh, not this one, that was in the other one. But I've pulled many large fish over the side of this into my lap. And you know, I always tell everybody that if you're in a Predator and your head comes out of the center, you're going swimming. But, you know, that doesn't really apply to this one. I'm not going to try and go swimming when it's, you know, 32 degrees outside. It might be a little bit more now, but not much. So anyways, we're going to come up here. We're going to stick this camera down in that thing right there, and you know, do a little shaky shake on the motor and make sure everything's still tight. But if you guys make your own decision, personally, I wouldn't do it again. It's not worth it, I don't think. I could have just put brushes in the other motor and it would have been fine, but now we know, so there you go. I think it's the governing factor is the hull shape. I mean, granted, this is a Predator, and if anybody thinks that they can, you know, unless you got a freaking outboard on a kayak, you're not gonna outrun this thing. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I've never seen a faster kayak than this. So there you go. Just stick with your 45 pound thrust, and if you need brushes, the brushes are like $5 and it comes with a O-ring kit and everything. So, and if you don't feel comfortable doing it, just take it to a shop and get it done. But the wire kit's pretty cheap, or the brush kit's pretty cheap. It comes with an O-ring and a bunch of other stuff. So, all right, that's it. I'm rambling. So I'm right up here, close to the dock. I'm gonna get out of the water and we'll look inside. All right, I just stuck my hand down into the very bottom down here. Not a drop of water. Nothing came in around there. I don't know if you can see down in there, but it's still absolutely perfectly dry. Put my hand on all the wires. The wires are still cool to the touch. So, and I didn't trip the breaker back there, so I wasn't pulling too much current. So, and it's right where it's supposed to be. It didn't move at all. I really thought that weedless wedge was going to clear on this. But we're going to try that again sitting right here. So hold on, let me put that on here. All right. No, I mean, it rubs. We're gonna go back in the water here in a second. I'm gonna do something kind of silly, but I have absolutely no other use for that prop. So if this works, bonus. If it doesn't, don't matter. So hold on, I'm gonna try something. What's the worst that could happen? All right, sea trials, part 2. Modified weedless wedge. And hit it. That is a tiny bit better. Which you wouldn't think it would be. It might be just because the current laid down a little bit. Let's do this. It's noisier, I can tell you that. That's no. The 45-pound thrust was faster than this, because I could hit 4.8 on flat water, slack current, you know, anytime. So we're gonna go back to the power prop right here, right now. So hold on. All right, there you go. There's a difference in the weedless wedge and the power prop. I was hitting 4.1 with the weedless wedge, and there's 5, 4.9. See, I could do 4, okay, 5. And this is slack water. Because it is, it's 11 o'clock Arizona time, which is what the dam runs on. We just came off peak, which isn't summer peak, but it is peak. So they generate a little bit more from 5 in the morning till 10 in the morning. And that makes pretty much sense. That current just got past me. So there's 3.7, 3.8, 3.7, 3.8. So there you go. That's what you're looking at right there. I could do, in current like this, I could run 4.85 miles an hour all day long on the 45-pound thrust. There's 4.6, 4.7. Crossing my own wake. I really, honestly, don't see any improvement, which kind of was my fear. That's a brand new motor, so This is as good as it's ever going to get right here. I actually think the 45-pound thrust was better. So, because it sets a little bit lower, a little bit closer to the hull, a little bit less drag, it's not as big a round, and it's not as heavy. So, it's got pluses and minuses. I don't think the pluses outweigh the minuses. But I wouldn't do it again. I may go back to the, if I can, go back to the 45-pound thrust on this, or I just might put this on the shelf for if the brand new one burns up as a holdover until I can get that one replaced. But as of right now, this is a spare. I recommend you don't do this. It's not worth it. So, anyways, hope that helped somebody out. Like and subscribe if you would. You predator owners out there, if you're a new subscriber, you're gonna see a lot of this thing. This is my main Willow Beach weapon. I have caught many fish out of this kayak on this river. So I didn't like it at first. I almost sold it because I almost face planted right over there. That's not good. What just happened there? Something going on with my fish finder. It says I'm in 1,600 feet of water, 1,800 feet of water. That's not good. That's very strange. I don't know what's going on with it. I wonder if that means that my speed is off. That's very strange. Anyways, click the little dude in the kayak right over here. Subscribe if you would. Helps me out, helps the channel out. Let's see if that changed anything. I don't know why it did that. I mean, I was just out of it and I had the motor up. So, I hope I didn't just mess up my, oh, there's 23 feet. Just needed to be reset. Sometimes you gotta do that with a hummingbird and I don't know why. Maybe somebody does. I don't have a speed now. It'll take that a couple minutes to figure it out. Cruising around here top speed. Anyways, I'll figure this out. I hope I didn't just mess up my, oh, there we go, 2.9 miles an hour. So that's gonna do it. I'm gonna get this thing out of the water, go home. There's something floating in the water right there. Go home. Hopefully unbox my new motor pod. Put this on the internet for you guys. And see you on the water. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.